My live? Ha? Whoa! Oh, I don't know. Naka-live pala ako. Oh, kala ko. Hello? Ay. Okay, so what's up? I'm still setting up. Napindot ko yata yung live. Hi, hi Coach Laika. I'm going to start doing live again. So, hi. Thank you for okay. Nagulat ako napindot ko yung live button. So, I'm still actually setting up my PowerPoint presentation for today. But hello everyone, good evening. Teacher Justin. It's yeah. Surprise. Nag-live ako for after how many days, or actually kahapon nag-live ako pero tinest drive ko lang yung TikTok live studio, so I tried this. So ngayon we're going to have a math lesson or math tutorial session on plane geometry. Okay, so I'm actually maximizing my time right now to work on my live kasi summer na namin in our school, so I don't have, I mean, I have some things to do, but na-bored ako, so gusto ko magturo, na-miss ko magturo ulit. So let's start. Okay, so let's have our plane geometry. Mag-start tayo sa item number 11 kasi I already made a video on item number 1 to 10. You can check out my YouTube channel for a video tutorial on this. So, yan. Okay, so let's start. Here we have angle A and B are forming a linear pair. If the measurement of angle A is equal to 4 times the measurement of angle B minus 10 degrees, then the measurement of angle A and B respectively are. So, to solve this, pag sinabi natin linear pair, okay, hindi pa ready yung aking, eto na, yung aking drawing tablet. So, pag sinabi natin linear pair, sulat tayo. Hello everyone, joining my live. Okay. It is two angles. Okay, two angles na makakagawa ng isang line. So this is angle A, let's say this is angle A and this is angle B. So kaya siya tinawag na linear pair, they will form a line. So if we form a line, basically the total will be 180 degrees. Okay? So binigay na yung ating clue dito. So if we add the measurement of angle A and the measurement of angle B, that will be equal to 180 degrees. So dito sa choices natin, you can check kung ano dito yung mga sum na may 180 degrees. Okay? Ayan, I think most of them. Okay, ayan, may sagot na pala. So now we look at our given. The measurement of angle A is equal to 4 times the measurement of angle B minus 10. So dito, ang gagawin lang natin is we will just replace the measurement of angle A with 4 times the measurement of angle B minus 10. So substitute lang natin. Papalitan lang natin si measurement of angle A to this one. And then we combine like terms. So 4 times the measurement of angle B plus the measurement of angle B will be 5 times the measurement of angle B. And then from here, okay, pwede na nating i-apply si addition property of equality. We can add both sides by 10. Add both sides by 10. Okay, and that would give us 190. Then from there, we can divide both sides by 5 para makuha natin yung measurement ni angle B. So, divide both sides by, sorry, tanggalin na natin yung ano. Okay, remove na natin yan. Okay, and then that would give us 190 divided by 5, that's equal to 38. And sa options natin, isa lang naman yung merong 38. So we don't have to solve for the measurement of angle A already because we can say that the measurement of angle A will be 142. So ito na yun. That's it. Okay? Ayan. Okay. So, yeah, that's item number 11. Okay? So, okay, moving forward. Okay, you can invite some students to join our live, no? Okay, sige, let's move on to our next plane geometry problem. So, item number 12 tayo. Which of the following figures is a non-convex polygon? Pag sinabing non-convex, okay, ito yung definition niya. Okay, if the interior angles of the polygon are less than 180 degrees, then the polygon is convex. Okay, pag sinabing non-convex, ito yung mga interior angles na more than 180 degrees, yung interior angle. So, if we're going to look at item A, ito, we can say that this angle will be less than 180 degrees. Ayan, lahat ng interior angles niya will be less than 180 degrees. Therefore, this will be a convex polygon. Okay, ganun din dito sa item number or item C, letter C. Okay, all of the angles inside this polygon is less than 180 degrees. Okay, so this is also convex. Si letter D naman, ganun din. Observe natin, lahat ng interior angle, nasa loob na angle, is less than 180 degrees. Ito yun, less than 180 degrees. So, therefore, this is a convex polygon. Wait, nalamig na ako. Ayan. Convex polygon. Si letter B is an example of a non-convex polygon kasi yung kanyang interior angle, some of its interior angles, to, yung sa star, they are more than 180 degrees, or we can say a reflex angle. So ito ay considered a non-convex. Another term for non-convex polygon is concave. Ayan, concave polygon. So the answer to this item will be letter B. Okay? Ang clue ko dito para masabi siyang convex polygon siya is yung paloob, yung kanyang mga vertices. So if you encounter a polygon that is will have parang nasa loob yung kanyang isa sa mga vertex niya, then that is automatic a concave polygon. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Letter B ulit yung sagot. Okay, item number 13. The sum of the measure of 5 exterior angles of a regular octagon is 225 degrees. What's the measure of each exterior angle? So in this item, okay, ayan. O, sige. So, pag sinabing regular, wait lang. Okay, pag sinabing regular octagon, ayan, oops. Okay, pag sinabing regular octagon, it's a polygon that has equal sides. So, all sides of this octagon are equal. So, pag sinabi dito na 5 exterior angle, ibig sabihin yung labas na angle neto ng octagon. Sige, paano ba mag-drawing ng octagon? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ayan, something like that. Okay. So, all sides are equal. Pag sinabi exterior angle, ayan, pag sinabi exterior angle, if we stretch this side, ito yung exterior angle niya. Ito yung interior, nasa loob. Okay, yung exterior niya, itong nasa labas. Take note that the sum of the interior and exterior angle of a polygon will always be equal to 180 degrees. Okay? So, yan. Balik tayo sa question. So, if 5 sa exterior angles hanap tayo ng 5 exterior angles na itong octagon na to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have a total of 25 degrees. Okay? What would be the measurement of each exterior angle? So, ibig sabihin, knowing that this is a regular, equal side, equal interior angle, equal din yung exterior angle niya. So, we can just say that with 360, the total exterior angle, we will just subtract 225 degrees. Okay, babawasan lang natin kasi the total exterior angle of a polygon will always be 360 degrees. Okay, babawasan natin yung 225 para maging 3 na lang yung unknown na measurement natin. Okay, actually, pwede rin natin siyang masolve by dividing 225 by 5. Oo, that's another way of solving it. So, the remaining will be 135 degrees. Divide natin by 3, that will be equal to 45. And it will also be the same thing if we will divide 225, okay, 225 by 5. Okay? Ayan. That's another way of solving it. So that will give us the same value. So the answer to this item will be 45 degrees. Okay? Letter B ulit. Okay. Ayan. Okay. Let's have another item. Okay, what kind of triangle is formed by the sides of 5, 9, and 10? So, dito, type of triangle, hindi lang siya yung scalene, isosceles, equilateral, triangle. Pwede rin siyang in terms of angle inside the triangle. So, pag sinabing acute triangle, right triangle, obtuse triangle, equiangular triangle. So, yun yung mga in terms of sides. Paano pag given yung side, pero yung angle, hindi. And the choices present in this problem is the kind of triangle based on the angle. Wait lang. Ayan. Okay. So, we will be using, to solve this kind of problem, we will be solving it using the Pythagorean theorem. So, instead of c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, leave natin yung equal symbol blank. We will identify if c squared will be equal to a squared plus b squared. Will it be greater than or less than? Kasi ganito yung magiging condition natin. So, if equal siya, if a squared is equal to b squared, that would be equal, the type of triangle will be right triangle. Right triangle siya. Lagay natin dito. C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. If c squared naman, move natin to. If c squared is greater than, mas malaki yung c squared kesa kay a squared plus b squared, then obtuse triangle siya. Okay? Ayan. Okay. Wait lang. Nagkalag yung aking. Okay. Ayan. Okay. Now, for acute naman, okay, if c squared is less than a squared plus b squared, that would give us an acute triangle. Yung sa equiangular triangle, actually, pareho lang sila. Pero the angles will be equal. Okay? Yan. And if angles are equal, the sides must be equal as well. So, automatic, itong equiangular triangle, hindi na agad siya part or an option. Kasi, if our sides are equal, and then equiangular siya. Kung hindi siya equal, then hindi rin siya equiangular. Gets? Okay, moving forward. Okay, c squared is blank, a squared plus b squared. So, substitute natin. Ano yung c squared, ano yung a squared, ano yung b squared? So, yung a, b, and c natin will be coming from the side. Yung c natin will be the longest side of the triangle. So, dito, sa 5, 9, and 10, ano yung pinakamahaba? Ang pinakamahaba is C10. So, that would be our value for C. Si A and B, you can interchange them. So, si A, pwedeng si 5, pwede rin si 9, si A. Pero for me, I will use A na si 5 and si 9, siya na yung B. So, I substitute it here. So, 10 squared, is it greater than, less than, or equal to B squared plus, so 5 squared plus 9 squared. So, simplify natin to. 10 squared is 100. 5 squared is 25. 9 squared is 81. So, if we add this, that would give us 106. So, ano mas malaki? Siyempre, si 106. Since we end up with the less than symbol, our answer will be, it is going to be an acute triangle. Ayan. Okay, take note of this. This is very important. Pagdating sa mga entrance test, maybe lumabas tong type of problem. Okay, you know how to identify if it is acute, right, or obtuse angle using the Pythagorean theorem. Okay. Ayan. Take pictures. Okay. And then, let's move on. Okay, moving on to our next question in parallelogram A, B, C, and D. If the measurement of angle C is 126 degrees, what is the measurement of angle D? Ayan. Sige. Ano kaya yung magiging measurement? Okay. Ayan. For this one, okay, we know that na-maximize ko ba yung yung floor ay yung yan. Try nating i-adjust. Okay, oops. Yan, lakihan natin ng konti. Baka maharangan ko naman yung question. Okay, I think this is good enough, maybe. Ayan. Is this somehow clear? Please let me know. Okay, mag-comment lang kayo. Okay, nasa na tayo? Okay. So, parallelogram. So, parallelogram is a quadrilateral. Okay. Tingnan natin kung ayan. Okay. So, parallelogram. Ganito yung itsura niya pag dinrawing natin siya. So, this side is equal to this side. Itong side na to equal to this side. Okay? Now, another thing about, or another characteristic or property of a parallelogram is that yung kanyang opposite angles. The opposite angles are congruent. So, itong angle na to equal dun sa opposite niya. Itong angle na to equal dito sa angle na to. Okay? So, if this is A, B, ayan, baba natin, C, D, okay, A, B, C, D, okay, if angle C is 126 degrees, okay, what will be the measurement of angle D? Now, dun sa sinabi ko kanina, angle A will be also 126 degrees. Another property of a parallelogram is yung adjacent angles nila. Okay, for example, angle A, ang adjacent angle niya will be supplementary. Ibig sabihin, if we add angle A and the measurement of angle B, it is equal to 180 degrees. Okay? Ayan, burahin natin kasi mag-overlap yung ating ano. Okay? So, yun. So, paano naman si letter D? Si angle C, pag in-add natin kay angle D, that will also be equal to 180 degrees. So, itong hinahanap natin, si angle D, So if we add them, okay, again, consecutive angles, pwedeng adjacent angles then, are supplementary angles of each other. So it means if we add them, the measurement is equal to 180 degrees. So ito yung formula natin. So let's try to solve for x. So in solving for the value of x, ayan, thank you for answering. Okay, so we subtract both sides by 126 degrees, and then ang makukuha nating sagot will be 54 degrees. Ayan, thank you kay I don't know how to pronounce her name. That's correct. So the answer will be 54 degrees. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next. Moving on to our next problem. Ito. The legs of a right triangle are 8 inches and 15 inches respectively. How long is its hypotenuse? Ayan. Okay. So, gaano kahaba yung hypotenuse? So, the hypotenuse of a right triangle is the longest side rather, not the leg. The longest side of a right triangle. So, if we're going to draw the right triangle, ito yung itsura niya. Pag sinabing legs, ito yung nagsaserve as, ayan, yung base at yung height ng right triangle. So, 8 inches and 15 inches. Now, ang hinahanap natin is the hypotenuse. And to solve this, we're very familiar with this formula in terms of triangles and right triangles. We will be using the Pythagorean theorem. Okay? So, C will always be the longest side, therefore, or it is the hypotenuse. So, it will be x squared is equal to 8 squared plus 15 squared. So, let's simplify this. Ayan, thank you, Bonchon. Okay, so 8 squared is 64, 15 squared is 225. So if we add this, that would give us 289, and then we get the square root of this. So the square root of this one is, it is a perfect square, it will be 17. Ayan, so it's letter C. Okay, very good. Yan, so letter C is our answer. Ayun. Okay. Yan. Okay. Well, moving forward. Another thing, another item. Okay, plane geometry yung ating topic. So don't I hope you will appreciate the topic natin. May mga algebra pa rin naman siya. Okay. So, plane geometry, item number 17. What kind of triangle is formed by the sides 7 centimeters, 12 centimeters, 15 centimeters? Okay. So, since na-discuss na natin to kanina, okay, I hope that you were watching. To answer this is what we did earlier. Okay? So, balikan lang natin. Let's recall. So, if we're going to identify the type of triangle or the kind of triangle, given the sides, and the option is the kind of triangle in terms of angles, to identify whether it is acute, right, or obtuse, ang gagamitin natin formula will be the Pythagorean theorem. So the Pythagorean theorem is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, a squared plus b squared. So we need to check if our longest side squared, or the square root of the longest side, will be equal or less than or greater than to the sum of the square of the first leg plus the sum of the second leg or the second side. Okay? So in the first case, pag acute siya, kailangan yung ating c squared will be less than the sum of a squared and b squared. Pag obtuse siya, okay, it will be the c squared being greater than a squared plus b squared. Pag equiangular, all sides must be equal. All sides must be equal. Ayan. Okay. So, since hindi siya equal, ito, hindi na option. Hindi na option si letter D. So, dito, test natin. So, substitute natin. Yung C natin will always be the longest side. A and B can be interchangeable. Okay, may sagot na ba tayo dyan? Ayun, okay, sige. Let's try to answer. Okay, so let's substitute. So, 15 squared is 225. 7 squared is 49. 12 squared is 144. Add natin yung dalawa. That would give us 193. So, we can say that it is going to be 225 being greater than 193. So, dito, masasabi natin na ang sagot will be the letter C. Obtuse siya. Okay? Ayan. It's an obtuse triangle. Yun. What? Ayan. Yes, it is. Okay, very good. Okay. Moving on to our item number 18 ng plane geometry reviewer natin. So, in triangle LEO, okay, LE is equal to 200 centimeters, EO is equal to 18 centimeters, and LO is equal to 29 centimeters. What is the order of the angle from smallest to largest? So, ano yung pinakamalaking angle? Ano yung pinakamaliit na angle? Ayan. From smallest to largest. Ano yung arrangement natin? Ayan. Oh, gusto niyo ng visual representation? Let's have a visual representation. Simulan natin dito sa triangle na to. Okay? So, si LE, okay, is 20 centimeters. EO is 18 centimeters and si LO is 29 centimeters. So, paano natin malalaman kung ano yung angles na mas maliit, mas malaki? Eh, hindi ko siya dinrawing ng, parang equal lang sila sa drawing or illustration natin. So, dito papasok si side angle inequality theorem. Okay? Yung greater angle are opposite the greater side or the longest side. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung pinakamahabang side natin, yung opposite angle niya will be the largest angle. So, dito sa ating measurement, si 29 yung pinakamalaking or pinakamahabang side natin. Therefore, yung opposite angle niya, which is angle E, will be the largest angle. So, ito yung pinakamalaking angle. So, una natin, lalagay na natin siya sa pinaka-right. Okay? So, angle E. Next is, ang susunod na pinakamalaki will be si 20 centimeters. Or, susunod sa kanya. Okay? Paliit ng paliit. So, that would be, yung opposite angle niya is si angle O. Therefore, ang susunod or ang pangalawa sa pinakamahaba or pinakamalaking angle will be angle O. And then, susunod naman si pinakamaliit na angle, which is going to be angle L. So, the arrangement will be angle L, angle O, and then angle E. And ang basis natin for this is the side angle inequality theorem. Okay? The greater angle are opposite side or opposite the greater side or the longest side. Ayan. Okay. So, thank you. Moving forward. Okay. Ito naman. So, in triangle JAY, the measurement of J is equal to 120 degrees. The measurement of angle A is 17 degrees. The measurement of angle Y is 43 degrees. What is the arrangement of the side from shortest to longest? Baliktad naman. So, in our previous item number 18, given yung side, we're identifying the arrangement of the angle from smallest to largest. Ngayon naman, we're given the angle and we're going to arrange the side from shortest side to longest side. So how do we answer this? Okay. Ayan. Okay, so it will be, ito yung illustration natin. And let's have our angles. So we have 120 degrees sa angle J, 117 degrees kay angle A, 17 degrees kay angle A, and 43 degrees kay angle Y. Okay. So in this illustration, hindi siya halata na ano yung shortest side, ano yung longest side, but it can help us. What can help us will be the angle side inequality theorem. So baliktad nung ating inequality theorem kanina, which is the side angle inequality theorem. Dito sinasabi, greater sides are opposite the greater angle. So baliktad lang din. So yung pinakamalaking angle natin dito, it's angle J. So the opposite side of that is the longest side. So the longest side will be side AY. Ano yung susunod? That is 43 degrees. 43 degrees is going to be the second number or angle. So the opposite side of that is side JA. Side JA will be our second side. And our shortest side will be the opposite side of the smallest angle. So angle A is our shortest or smallest angle. Therefore, JY is our shortest side. So the arrangement will be JY, JA, and AY. So that will be letter B. Ayun. Okay. Okay. So item number 20 na tayo. Item number 20. So in rhombus, the measures of angle M and angle T are 3x minus 16 degrees and x plus 48 respectively. So what is the measure of angle A? Ayan. Oh, you're welcome. Ayan. Okay. Ayan. Okay. So what's the measure of angle A? So let's check. Nawala na. Okay. So pag sinabing rhombus, it's a type of quadrilateral or a type of, yes, a quadrilateral, a parallelogram, wherein all sides are equal. Pero the angles, the interior angles are not equal. So ganito yung tsura niya. So para siyang square pero naka-tilt. Naka-tilt na square. Okay. So let's identify the property or the given. The measurement of angle M is 3x minus 16. So ito yon, dito siya ilalagay. Si x plus 48, it's the measurement of angle T. Now, in a quadrilateral or in a parallelogram or in a rhombus, one of its property is yung opposite angles, they are congruent. Okay? The opposite angles of a rhombus are congruent or equal in measure. So, pwede nating sabihin na si measurement of angle M is equal to the measurement of angle T. So, to solve for the value of x, okay, kailangan muna natin ma-solve yung value of x, is we will equate the two given. Ayan. I-solve natin using solving equation. So, we transfer all the variable term in one side, all the constant term in the other. So, si 3x minus x, that would give us 2x. Tapos si 16 plus 48, that would be 64. Then we divide both sides by 2. That would give us 32 degrees. And that is just the value of x. Ang hinahanap natin is si measurement of angle A. So para makuha natin si measurement of angle A, we need to identify what's the measurement of angle M and angle T. So, we need to substitute X to the original given. So, kay angle T na lang natin kasi mas madali siya. So, angle T, substitute natin si X, which is 32. 32 plus 48, that will give us 80 degrees. So, itong buong to will be 80 degrees. And what we know about quadrilaterals and parallelogram is that the consecutive angles are supplementary. Ibig sabihin, kung 80 degrees yung ating angle T at angle M, if we are looking for angle A or angle H, we can say that the consecutive angles are supplementary. Ibig sabihin, pag in-add natin si angle A at si angle T, or si angle M at si angle A, that will be equal to 180 degrees. So, add natin, or substitute natin. We solve for X by subtracting both sides by 80. Our value of X is equal to 100. And that is the measurement of angle A. Yun. See. Tara! Alright. Ayun, nakalimutan ko yung tada, no? Okay. It's been a while since I did a live math tutorial. Okay, moving on to our next item, the exterior angle of the base angle of an isosceles triangle is 112 degrees. What is the measurement of the vertex angle? So, pag sinabing isosceles triangle, ganito yung itsura niya. Okay. Disregard nyo yung extra, yung sumobrang line muna. Pag sinabing isosceles triangle, it's a triangle that has two sides that are congruent. Okay? And pag sinabi nating base angle, okay, base angle is the one sa baba. Okay? And usually, they are the angles opposite the two congruent sides. Ayan. So, according to this problem, yung base angle daw ng exterior angles, ay the exterior angle rather, the exterior angle of the base angle of an isosceles triangle is 112 degrees. So, exterior angle, nasa labas na angle, kaya siya merong sobra. Yan, in my illustration, kaya siya may sobra. So, ito yung 120 degrees. Okay? Ito yung base angle, ito yung vertex angle. This is what we call the vertex angle. Ito, base angle. Okay, so how do we solve this type of problem? Ang hinahanap natin is yung vertex angle. We're trying to solve first the interior angle. Yung interior angle natin, since connected siya sa base angle, automatic, the interior angle will be, or the interior and exterior angle will have a sum of 180 degrees. So, pag in-add natin yung interior at exterior angle natin, that would be equal to 180 degrees. Subtract natin both sides by 112 degrees to solve for the base interior angle. So, that will be 68 degrees. Ito, 68 degrees to. 68 degrees. Now, paano natin makukuha si vertex angle? Vertex angle is not equal to the base angle. Okay? So, ibig sabihin lang yan, para makuha natin siya, we will use the sum of the interior angle of a triangle, which is if we add the interior angle, it will be equal to 180 degrees. So, nakuha na natin yung base angle. That would be 68 degrees, pareho. So, 68 plus 68, that is 136. Pag kukunin na natin si value of x, we subtract both sides by 136 degrees. That would give us x is equal to 44 degrees. Ayan, 44 degrees. And that's it. Letter B yung sagot. Tara! Ayan. Okay. Oh, hello. Okay, thank you. Welcome to our live. Okay, meron ako 75 items prepared. All about plane geometry. Okay, let's move on to our next item. How many diagonals does a heptagon have? So, diagonals are connecting the vertices. So, ilan? So, heptagon, pag sinabing heptagon, hep, ibig sabihin yan, 7-side na polygon siya. 7-sided polygon. Oh. What's up? Oh, well, look at that. Okay. So, 7-sided polygon, we will identify how many diagonals are there. So, to solve this, okay, bibigay ko na lang yung formula. The formula in getting the diagonals of a polygon will be this, n times n minus 3 all over 2. So, since, ano yung n dito? N will be the number of sides. So, since we have 7 sides sa ating polygon, we will just substitute here. So, 7 times 7 minus 3 divided by 2. So, 7 minus 3 is 4. 7 times 4 is 28. And then 28 divided by 2, that will give us 14. So, there will be 14 diagonals that we can have for a heptagon. And that is letter B. Yeah. Ta-da! Alright. Okay. Moving forward. Okay. Ayan. The sum of the interior angles of a polygon is 1,260 degrees. How many sides does the polygon have? So, ilang sides yung meron? So, ito yung interior angle. Okay, the sum of the interior angle. And ilang sides ang meron yung polygon na to that has this amount of interior angles, total interior angles. Now, in geometry, meron tayong formula for getting the sum of the interior angles. And that is n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Okay? So, yan. And from there, hindi natin alam yung n. Therefore, we will just equate this to 1,260. And we will try to solve for n. But first, we have to, actually, we can distribute 180 degrees. Pwede natin siyang i-distribute dun sa group. Pero we can also divide both sides by 180 degrees para mas lumit yung number. So, we can cancel this. 1,260 divided by 180, that would give us 7. And then we will add both sides by 2. And that would give us the value of n, which is equal to 9. So, it's a 9-sided polygon, also known as a nonagon. And the answer to this item is letter C. Ta-da! Alright. Okay. Ayan. Thank you. Let's move on to our next item. Item number 24. Okay. So, in the figure below, the angle BIC measures 72 degrees. If angle BIO measures 28 degrees, what is the measurement of angle OIC? OIC. So, ito. Let's identify the given. So, yung BIC, itong buong BIC na to is 72 degrees. Si BIO, that is 28 degrees. Ang hinahanap natin is si angle OIC. Ito. Yan. Si OIC. OIC. Okay. So, how do we solve this? Okay. For this type of problem, we will be using the angle addition postulate. So, angle addition postulate, since they are connected to each other, we can say that BIC is equal to angle BIO plus OIC. So, pag sinubstitute lang natin siya, it will be like this. 28 degrees plus x is equal to 72 degrees. And then we can solve this by subtracting both sides by 28. Yan, 28. Subtract natin. That would give us the value of x, the measurement of OIC. Angle OIC will be equal to 44 degrees. It's also another letter B, as in boy. Tada! Ayan. Okay. Yun. Okay, let's move on to our next item. Sana? Ay, hindi na nag-move. Ayan. Okay. Ito. How many line segments can be formed from 6 collinear points? Okay. So, how many line segments can we form in 6? Ayan. 6 collinear points. Pag sinabing collinear points, it can points that can be connected in one line. Ayan. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ayan. No, ay. Wala akong ruler. Ayan. Pwede siyang, so ilang line segments ang pwede nating makonnect. Ayan, collinear. Pag sinabing collinear, again, points that can be connected in one line. So, itong points natin, ayan, pwede, it will be connected by just drawing one line. Okay? Ayan, I hope that's clear. Okay, so in identifying the lines, the way on how to identify how many line segment can we form by connecting these points. Okay, ayan, okay. So, we have our n being equal to 6. So, ang formula na gagamitin natin will be, this one. So, n times n minus 1 all over 2. Okay. Wala siya sa choices. Hindi. Pwede kasing ito lang yung i-connect natin. Yan. Tapos, pwedeng i-connect, extend natin. That's counted as 1. Okay? So, we can substitute this, yung n natin, to our formula. 6 minus 1 is 5. Then, 2 times 5 is 6 times 5 is 30, and then we divide by 2. That will give us 15. There will be 15 line segments na mabubuo by connecting these 6 collinear points. Okay? Ayan. Ito yung formula na gagamitin natin if there will be a question on how many line segments can be formed. Okay. Ayan. Why is that the formula? Wait, let me recall. Paano nga ba? Yeah. Okay. Ayan. Okay. I'll get back to you on that question. Okay. So, now, let's proceed to our next question. So, item number 26. In a parallelogram, okay, COBE, parallelogram KOBE, okay, the measurement of angle K and measurement of angle O are 3x plus 15 degrees and x plus 13 degrees respectively. What is the measurement of angle O? So, in a parallelogram, ito yung magiging itsura ng ating parallelogram KOBE. Okay? So, angle K, ito siya. Angle K rather, is 3x plus 15. And angle O is x plus 13. Okay. So, when we add them, the sum of consecutive angles will be supplementary angles. Therefore, if we will add angle K and angle O, that would be equal to 180 degrees. Yan. So, equate lang natin sila to 108, their sum. We will equate them to equal to 180 degrees. We try to solve for the value of x and then substitute the value of x to angle O. So, punta na tayo. Okay, so 3x plus 15 plus x plus 13. So, let's combine like terms. That will be 4x plus 28 is equal to 180 degrees. Then, we subtract both sides by 28 degrees. Subtract. That would give us 152 degrees. Then, we divide both sides by 4. Our value for x is equal to 38. And that's not yet the answer. Ang gagawin natin is we will substitute the value of x to our angle O. Okay? So, si angle O, ito yung angle O natin. Palitan lang natin si x ng 38. 38 plus 13, that would give us 51 degrees. So, the answer to this question will be letter B. Yeah, 51 degrees. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Ayan. Moving on. Ito. Oh, another item about the kinds of triangles. Okay. May nag-notify sa akin. Okay. Ayan. So, what kind of triangle is formed by the sides of 12, 16, and 20? So, anong triangle yung mabubuo? Let's try to identify. Let's go back to our discussion dun sa type of triangle given the side. So, pag right triangle, gagamitan lang natin to ng Pythagorean theorem. So, if c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, okay, right triangle siya. If our c squared is less than the sum of a squared plus b squared, or a squared and b squared, that would be an acute triangle. For obtuse triangle, if it is c squared being greater than the sum of a squared and b squared, that would be an obtuse triangle. Pag equiangular triangle naman, all sides must be equal so that our angles must be equal as well. So, automatic, since hindi equal yung ating sides, hindi siya equiangular. Okay? So, substitute natin yung ating A, B, and C dito sa formula na to. Yung C natin will always be the longest side. A will be any of the two sides. So, substitute natin. So, we have 20 squared. A squared will be 12 squared. 16 squared. Let's try to solve. So, this will be 400. 144. 16 squared will be 256. Let's get the total. That will be 400 pareho. So, they will be equal. So, kung equal sila, we can say that it is going to be a right triangle. Yan. So, ito lang yung basis natin para sa triangle given their sides. Okay? So, the answer is letter B, as in boy. Okay? Ayan. Okay. Tada! Okay, next. The base angle. Wait. Oh. Okay. Hindi naman to pareho. The base angle of an isosceles triangle is x plus 12 degrees. The measure of the vertex angle, if it is, or what is the measurement of the vertex angle if it is 3x plus 16? Okay. So, ito yung ating isosceles triangle. Our base angle is x plus 12. Lagay natin sa baba kasi base angle siya. Yung vertex angle natin nasa taas. Dito yung vertex angle. Yan, vertex. Ito yung base angle. So, another thing kay isosceles triangle, yung base angles niya, they are congruent or equal. So, si other base angle will also be x plus 12. Ayan. So, si vertex angle, given din siya, that is 3x plus 16. Now, to solve this, okay, we know that the sum of the interior angle of a triangle is 180 degrees. We can use that as our, ayan. Sir, may I ask, what is the isosceles triangle? I mean, ganyan po ba ang itsura niya? Yes. An isosceles triangle, kahit anong i-drawing nyo sa kanya, basta two sides are equal. Lalagyan nyo lang ng ganito, symbol. Ibig sabihin yan, equal yung side na to. Kung anong measurement ng side na to, equal dito. So, if it is 8, for example, 8 din to. Okay? So, yan yung isosceles triangle. Now, punta tayo sa how to solve this. Okay. So, we will be using the sum of the interior angle of a triangle, which is angle A plus angle B plus angle C. It is equal to 180 degrees. So, ilalatag lang natin dyan. Ito yung vertex angle, base angle plus base angle. So, let's solve. Combining like terms, that will give us 5x plus 40 is equal to 180 degrees. Now, let's solve for the value of x para makuha natin yung tunay na measurement ni vertex angle. So, this will be, subtract both sides by 40. So, minus na natin siya. That's 5x is equal to 140 degrees. Then, we divide both sides by 5. Divide both sides by 5. That will give us 28. And that is not yet the answer kasi isa-substitute pa natin si x dun sa vertex angle natin. So, this is our vertex angle. We will replace x with 28. So, multiply natin 3 times 28. That is 84 plus 16. That would give us 100 degrees. So, 100 degrees yung ating answer. Ayan. So, siya yung vertex angle. So, this is 100 degrees. This is 100 degrees. Anong measurement na itong dalawa? 80? No. It is going to be 40 degrees and 40 degrees din. Kasi 28 plus 12, that would give us 40 degrees. Yes, combine like terms. Add natin. 3x plus x plus x, that would be 5x. 16 plus 12 plus 12, that will be 40. Ayan. Ayun. Okay. Sige. Okay. That's okay. Good job. Okay lang. You can ask questions. Magtanong lang kayo sa meeting chat. Sa comment section natin. I will try my best to answer it. Okay? Ayan. Sige. Let's continue our review. Item number 29. Okay. An exterior angle of a polygon measures 20 degrees. How many sides does the polygon have? So, it's a polygon na merong exterior angle. Okay, na 20 degrees. Now, how many polygons or how many sides does the polygon have? Okay. So, dito, sa type of question na to, ang pinaka dapat nating malaman that the exterior angle or the sum of the exterior angle of any polygon, kahit anong polygon pa siya, will be 360 degrees. Okay? Bakit? Kasi yung polygon, paikot siya. So, kunwari, triangle. A triangle, we will start at this point, paikot siya, so it will have a sum of 360, ano ba yan? 360 degrees. And that is always the total exterior angle of any polygon, whether it's a dodecagon, nonagon, heptagon, or any type of polygon. It will always have a total interior angle of 360 degrees. Now, how do we know kung ilang side siya? ang solution lang natin is we will divide 360 by 20 degrees para malaman natin kung ilang side yung meron yung polygon na to. So 360 degrees divided by 20, that would give us 18 sides. So the answer to this question is 18 or letter C. Ayun. Okay? Pag given naman yung side, baliktad naman. Yung 360 divided by the number of sides, doon natin malalaman yung distribution ng exterior angle ng isang polygon. Okay? Tada! Okay, moving on to our next item. Ayan, a polygon has 9 diagonals. What is the polygon? Ayan. Okay. 9 diagonals sa hindi 9 sides. Pag 9 sides, nonagon yung sagot. Okay, it's not, maybe it can be, depende sa magiging sagot natin. Pero 9 diagonals. In computing our diagonals, meron tayong formula na ginagamit, which is n times n minus 3 over 2. In deriving this formula, sa next na natin video, medyo kailangan ko ng visual representation for this. For counting the number of diagonals, this is what we're going to use. Okay? Yan. Number of diagonals. Ayan. Okay? So, if it is equal to 9, we're trying to solve for the number of sides. N will serve as the number of sides. So, how do we solve this? So, first, we multiply both sides by 2. Tanggalin natin yung denominator. So, cancel natin yung denominator. Okay. Cancel natin. Ayan. Manual na cancellation na lang. That would give us n times the quantity n minus 3 is equal to 18. Now, we will distribute n to each term inside the group. So, magiging n squared minus 3n is equal to 18. Then, we will transfer 18 to the other side of the equation. Kasi gagawa tayo ng quadratic equation. We cannot solve n squared, okay, without using solving quadratic equation. Okay? So, kailangan maging quadratic equation siya. So, n squared is minus 3n minus 18. So, para ma-solve natin to, we can use the quadratic formula, or if this is factorable, pwede natin siyang i-factor. So, since this is factorable, we can factor this quadratic equation to n minus 6 times n plus 3. Parang, ang ginawa ko dito, I think of factors of 18, negative 18, that when I add, the answer is negative 3. So, ano yung mga factors ni negative 18 na pag in-add natin? Okay. Factors ni negative 18 na pag in-add natin, the answer is negative 3. So, the answer to that is negative 6 times positive 3. Okay. Pag in-add natin sila, that is equal to negative 3. Pag minultiply natin yung m and n, the answer is negative 18. So, the factor will be, okay, the factor will be n minus 6 and n plus 3. So, with this, pag na-factor na natin yung quadratic equation natin, we can equate them to 0 para ma-solve na natin. Okay, equate each factor to 0 and solve for the value of n. So, the first value of n is equal to 6, and the other factor is negative 3. Now, since we're dealing with polygon, wala tayong negative side. So, automatic, itong n is equal to negative 3, hindi siya valid. Ang valid lang dito sa sagot na to will be n is equal to 6. Okay? So, ano yung tawag sa polygon na may 6 sides? That is a hexagon. So that would be our final answer. Okay, I hope na nakuha natin yon. So n will be equal to 6 hexagon. Ayan. Okay, so gumamit tayo ng factoring. Pero pwede rin natin gamitin yung quadratic formula in solving this one. Pero ang pinaka pangit lang kay quadratic formula is mahaba siyang formula. If we can factor the quadratic equation, better siyang i-factor. Too long. Yes, it is too long ang quadratic formula. Okay, sige, move on na tayo sa next item. Item number 31. Nagsimula tayo kay item 11. So we already have 20 items already. Yay! Okay. The legs of a right triangle are 7 centimeters and 24 centimeters respectively. What is the measure of the hypotenuse? May YouTube channel po kayo for this? Yes, I do have a YouTube channel, but this set of items, hindi ko pa siya nare-record. Actually, I will just upload the recording of this video sa aking YouTube channel, Teacher Justin. Ayan. Subscribe na lang sa YouTube channel ko. Okay. So, for this one, sa ating plane geometry problem, okay? So, right triangle ulit tayo. One of the legs is 7, the other one is 24, and we're solving for the hypotenuse. So, basically, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. Ayan. So, c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. We're looking for the value of c, the hypotenuse. So, substitute lang natin. So, x squared is equal to 7 squared plus 24 squared. Substitute natin, 49 plus 576. That would give us a total of 625. But wait, it's not yet the final answer. We have to get the square root of both sides. So after getting the square root of both sides, that would give us 25 centimeters. Ayan. Actually, this is a Pythagorean triple. Ayan. So, pag sinabing Pythagorean triple, it's the side of a right triangle wherein all sides are whole numbers or counting numbers. Yan. So, letter A yung sagot. Tada! Okay. Moving on to our item number 32. Suggest if you also... Actually, we also have an item ng SOHCAHTOA later on. I prepared an item for SOHCAHTOA. Don't worry. Okay, so let's go back. The way I prepared this item, this set of items para sa reviewer ko is hindi siya iba-iba siya, halo-halo, random. One item will be about triangles, one item will be circles, and so on and so forth. Sir, anong oras ka nagtuturo sa live? I started ng 7 o'clock. Anong oras na ba? Oh, 8 na. 8 na. So, sige. Mga 7 o'clock, I will be alive. I will be alive to discuss some math items, math problems. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the gifts. Okay, let's continue. Okay, item number 32. In triangle POW, side PO is 15 centimeters long and side PW is 26 centimeters long. How many possible lengths can OW have if the measure is a whole number? So, ilang possible third side, measurement ni third side yung gagamitin natin or pwede natin ilagay to make this a triangle. Ayan. So, let's imagine that this is triangle POW. Ito yung PO. Ito yung measurement ni PW. Si angle OW, we're not identifying the measurement of that one. We're not going to use the Pythagorean theorem for this part of the problem. But instead, we're going to use tawag dito, yung theory about the third side of a triangle. So the third side of a triangle is, or must lie, between the sum and the difference, positive difference of the two lengths. So ibig sabihin, yung measurement ng third side ng triangle natin must be between the sum and the difference na pag inad natin or sinubtract natin yung dalawang side. So ganito yung formula. Ayan. So positive difference and positive sum ng dalawang side natin. So let's substitute. 26 minus 15 and 26 plus 15. So it will be 11 and 31. Now, how many whole numbers are there between 11 and 31? So, pag sinabing whole numbers, so ano yung mga susunod na numbers? And hindi natin ika-count si 11. 11 will not be less than x, or will not be greater than x. And 31 will also not be counted. 31 kasi is, okay, 31 is not counted kasi 31 is not less than x. So, ang bibilangin lang natin will be, ayan, 20. Okay? So, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, wait, yan, 30. Okay, yun lang yung bibilangin natin. So, that would give us 20 whole numbers. Ta-da! Alright. Oh, hello to all the viewers. Thank you for watching our live review. Okay. Ayan. Okay. So next, proceed na tayo sa next item, no? Okay. Ay, nagawa ko na ito kanina. Nadoble yung ating item. Hindi. The latter question. Habang ine-edit ko yung PowerPoint. Okay, so let's go back to this problem. The diagonal of the kite are in the ratio of 4:6. The sum of the lengths of the diagonal is 80 inches. How long is the longer diagonal? So, yun yung ating, this is a type of question about plane geometry and at the same time, about ratio and proportion. Okay. Ayan, may nagsagot ng ano. Okay. Ayan, thank you. Ayan, okay. So, how do we solve this? So, drawing muna natin yung ating kite. So, kite is going to be like this. Okay? Meron tayong longest diagonal or the longer diagonal and the shorter diagonal. So, ibig sabihin meron siyang ratio na 4:6. Now, in representing this, okay, for our computation, sinabi dito, the sum of the lengths of the diagonal is 80 inches. So, we will just let x be equal to a portion of the diagonals. So, pwede nating i-represent as 4x si shorter diagonal and 6x si longer diagonal. And if we add them, the answer is 80 inches. So, how do we solve? Or how do we get the longer side? Kunin muna natin yung value of x. So, add natin 4x plus 6x. That would give us 10x. Then, divide both sides by 10. That would give us 8. Nakuha na natin yung value ni x. We will just substitute that to the longest side, which is represented by 6x. So, 6 times 8, that would be 48. Ayan. 48. And that would be letter D. Ayun. May mga nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Good job. Okay. So, 48 inches. Tada! Okay. Ayan. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Next. Ito. if the median of a trapezoid measures 15 feet and one base is 24 feet, how long is the other base? Okay, trapezoid. Ang itsura ng trapezoid is like this. It's still a quadrilateral, pero only the bases are parallel. Tapos yung other sides niya, hindi sila parallel, but they're like this. Okay. So, pag sinabing median of a trapezoid, it cuts the trapezoid, okay, yung gitna niya, and it is 15 feet, and yung base niya, one of the bases, let's place it sa baba, which is going to be 24 feet. Okay? Kaya ako nilagay siya sa baba kasi mas mahaba yung baba kaysa sa gitna, di ba? So, yan. Now, how do we solve this? We're looking for the measurement of the other base, which is yung nasa taas. We have a formula for this one. And yung formula natin will be the median of a trapezoid. The formula of the median of the trapezoid. Ibig sabihin nun, the sum of the upper base and the lower base divided by 2 will be equal to the median, yung gitna. Eh, ang given natin will be yung median, substitute natin, and one of the bases. So, ito yung magiging formula natin. We will just substitute our given to the formula. Okay. Now, we multiply both sides by 2 para matanggal yung denominator. We can cancel that. 2 times 15 is 30. X plus 24. Okay. So, we subtract both sides by 24. Cancel na yung 24. 30 minus 24, it is equal to 6. Ayan. Ma-apply po ba ito sa entrance exam? I don't know if it is going to appear. Pero some of this item is from geometry. Kung ano yung natututunan nyo sa high school. So, some of the topics here will appear sa matatag curriculum, sa strengthened curriculum of yan. Yes, actually, pwede rin yung formula na yan, yung 24 minus 15 equal x. That would give us 6. Yes. Yun yung makukuha nyo yung common difference. Actually, yung trapezoid, meron siyang yung median niya, yung bases niya at yung median niya, it's a pattern. There will be a common difference. So if this is 15 minus 6, that will give us 9. Tapos, mag-add tayo ng 9 kay 15, we will get 24. So if we're going to extend this trapezoid, yung susunod na pattern sa kanya will also be plus 9. Gets? Ayan. Yung median is gitna. Okay? Yan. Okay. That's it. Alright. Yan. Yung median is the average of the two bases. That's one way to explain the formula. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Moving on to our next item number 35. Okay, item number 35. What is the area of a square whose diagonal is 8 feet long? Okay. So, given yung diagonals niya. So, ito yung square natin. Pero hindi side yung given, ha? We're given the diagonals. Yes, I do have problems related to circles. Nasa later question pa siya. Ano pang mga question na next natin sa circle? Hala, ang haba pa. Ang next natin will be, yung may circle is item number 46. Okay. Ayan. Okay, diagonal is 8 feet long. So, ito. How do we solve for the area of the square? So, to solve for this one, pwede natin siyang hanapin muna yung side ng square. So let's try to solve for the side of the square. Okay, we can use the Pythagorean theorem kasi makakabuo tayo ng right triangle. And we will have 8 squared plus x squared plus x squared. And x squared plus x squared is going to be 2x squared. We can divide both sides by 2. Okay, 64 divided by 2 will be 32. And then we get the square root of that. Mag-a-algebra muna tayo ng konti. Okay. Mag-algebra tayo. So we will be getting the factor or perfect square factor of 32, which is 16. And we will get the square root of 16 separately by, yung square root of 16 times square root of 2. Okay. Yung product rule ng radicals. Okay? So that will give us 4 square root of 2. So yun yung ating measurement ng what side ng square. Another way of solving the side of the square is using the special angles. Special angles. Kasi this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. And to get the leg, if given the hypotenuse, we will just divide it by square root of 2. Okay. So, next is solving for, burahin ko na yung nakasulat dito. Ayan, burahin muna natin. So, now that we have the measurement of each side, we can solve for the area. And we will just square 4 square root of 2. Again, in squaring a radical, we will distribute the exponent. So, ito, 4 squared will be 16 times square root of 2. Magka-cancel out lang to. And that will be 16 times 2. And that is going to be 32. Ayan, 32 feet, squared feet. Ayan, letter C. Yung magiging sagot natin. Alright. Tada! Ayan. Okay. I hope nakakasunod kasi may mga algebra tayo sa plane geometry na magagamit or i-apply. That's why somehow geometry is not the favorite subject. Kasi may algebra pa siya nakasama. Okay, moving forward. Item number 36. The diagonals of a parallelogram ROAD intersect at point P. If OD is 42 centimeters long, how long is OP? Ayan. Gaano kahaba si OP? So, let's have a visual representation para hindi tayo mahirapan. So, pag sinabing parallelogram, ganito yung magiging itsura niya. Okay? Parallelogram, both sides are, not both sides, the parallel sides are congruent, pero not all sides are equal. Yan. Yes, I will upload the live sa YouTube channel. Okay? So, follow me sa Teacher Justin. Okay, moving forward sa ating pag-solve. Okay, ang hinahanap natin is si OP. Now, yung diagonal ni ROAD, it intersect at point P. So, itong gitna, yung point of intersection. Okay, sorry, may nag-message. Ayan. Okay. Ito, point P. Now, OD, itong pinakamahabang to, is 42 centimeters long. Now, gaano daw kahaba si OP? Ito. Si OP is this one. Yan. So, how do we solve that? Now, we have a property of a diagonal of a parallelogram wherein hindi ko mabasa. Yan. Okay. Hindi ko nga mabasa eh. Kasi, wait lang. Naglipat ng nalipat yung where? Ayan. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Ibig sabihin, okay, ayan. Sorry, kasi nahaharap yung, ayan, okay. Yan, it cuts the each other into two equal parts. So, ito, si 42, mahati siya ng equally, kalahati. Anong grade level po yan? This is for all grade levels, from grade 7 to grade 10 or grade 12. Okay, so kakalahatiin lang natin si 42 kasi it bisect. Ibig sabihin ng bisect, it cuts the diagonal into two equal parts. Therefore, yung formula natin will be OP is equal to OD divided by 2. And that will be 42 divided by 2. It is equal to 21 centimeters. Ayan, that's it. Tada! Yes, same po ba ito sa analytical geometry? Analytical geometry deals with coordinates. Kaya siya analytical. Meron tayong mga coordinates na involved. We have the midpoint formula, distance formula. We have the formula for the lines and the parabola and so on. Yung trigo, I think that would be for another day. What's your YouTube channel po? I can't find it. Teacher Justin. Send natin yung link. Okay. Ayan. Saan ba yung YouTube channel? Nagtuturo po ba kayo ng analytical geometry? Yes, nagtuturo po tayo ng analytical geometry, pero ayan. Okay, send natin. Lumabas ba? Ayun, ayan. At Teacher Justin po. Okay. So this live will be uploaded. Okay. Pero nasa 1 hour and 30 minutes na tayo. So sana pagtiyagaan nyo na lang panoorin. Okay. Item number 37. In triangle KIT, if the measure of the exterior angle to angle T is 113 degrees and the measurement of angle I is equal to 24 degrees, what is the measurement of angle K? Ayan. Okay. Wala pa tayong proving dito sa items natin today. Wala pa. Meron tayo in the later part. Okay, so triangle KIT. Okay, drawing natin siya ng ganito. So yung given natin is yung exterior angle ng angle T. So yung exterior angle natin, it's the angle outside the polygon. Okay, so ito yung measurement niya. The measurement of angle I is also given, which is 24 degrees. What's the measurement of angle K? So ito yung hinahanap natin. Okay, so how do we solve this? First, we can use the interior angle formula, wherein angle T is equal to 180 degrees. Yung solve muna natin si angle T, 180 degrees minus the 113 degrees. Bakit siya 180 degrees minus 113 degrees? Because the interior and exterior angles, they are supplementary. Ibig sabihin, pag in-add natin to, si interior at exterior, this will be equal to 180 degrees. So, subtract lang natin 180 degrees minus 113. That would give us 67. And that would be the angle of the interior angle of angle T. Yan. So, 67. Now, yung focus na natin is si interior angle. So, interior angle of a triangle will have a 180 degrees na measurement. So, to solve for angle K, we will add the two given interior angles, 67 and 24 degrees. Tapos, subtract natin siya sa 180 degrees. That would give us an answer of 89 degrees. Ayun, tama. The answer is 89 degrees. Yay! Good job, people. Alright. Okay, good job. Ayan. Oh, hello to all the people watching. May proceed. Okay, ayan, may mas mabilis siyang procedure. Okay, you may also share that sa ating comment section. Kung meron kayong mas mabilis na paraan to solve this, okay, feel free to share it. Okay, moving on. Ayan. Yes, merong 6, 7. Yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you for appreciating this live stream. Okay, I will try my best to do a daily live in teaching topics like this. Ito yung reviewer ko na ginamit nung sa LET. Okay. So, if the hypotenuse of a right triangle is 12 inches long and one of its leg is 8 inches long, how long is the other leg? Okay. So, meron tayong right triangle. The hypotenuse is 12 inches. The other leg is 8 inches. How long is the other leg? So, dito gagamit lang tayo ng pinaka-favorite nating formula for right triangle. It's the Pythagorean theorem. Yes. Okay, so Pythagorean theorem, yung C natin is always the longest side, and it is stated here that it is the hypotenuse. So 12 squared is equal to x squared plus 8 squared. So simplify lang natin siya. 144 is equal to x squared plus 64. We subtract both sides by 64 para ma-cancel na yung 64 at maiwan si x squared. It will be 80. And then 80, we get the square root of both sides. Okay? Now, how do we simplify this? Take note, in simplifying radicals, ang gagawin natin is we look for a perfect square factor of 80. Ano yung perfect square factor niya? So, it will be 16 times 5. Yung perfect square dito is si 16. Okay? So, 16, pwede natin kunin yung square root niya. That would give us 4. And then, si square root of 5, wala siyang perfect square answer. That will still be square root of 5. So, 4 square root of 5 will be our other leg. Ayan. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Ayan. Okay. Ayan. Okay. Ayan. Pwede rin naman. Okay. So, let's move on to our item number 39. Ayan. So, what is the range of the possible length of the third side of the triangle whose two sides measures 9 and 6? Ayan. So, ano yung possible lengths? Ano yung mga posibleng maging third side measurement netong triangle natin if the two legs or the two sides are given? Yung measurement ni first side is 9 and the other side is 16. So, kunwari ito yung triangle natin, ano yung pwedeng maging measurement ni third side? So, hindi siya pwedeng random numbers lang. Let's say, 4, 5, or 100, and so on. Okay? Ayan. So, in mathematics and geometry, meron tayong theorem for this one, or meron tayong rule for third side of the triangle. In order for you to form a triangle, the third side must be, or must lie, between the sum and the positive difference of the length of the two sides. Ibig sabihin, yung third side natin, it must be between, pag sinubtract natin yung dalawang side, at pag inad natin yung dalawang side. Yun lang yung makakabuo ng triangle. So, let's subtract 16 and 9, and that would be 7. And the other one will be add 16 and 9, that would be 25. So, the possible measurement of the third side must be between 7 and 25. So, pwedeng 8, pwedeng 9, pwedeng 10. Hindi siya pwedeng maging 4, hindi siya pwedeng lumagpas ng 25 or mas mababa sa 7. Okay? Ayun. Okay, so the answer is letter A. Yes, very good. Good job, people. Students. I'll call you students na lang. Okay. Ayan. Okay. Item number 40. Yay! How many items na? Nag-start tayo sa item number 11. Item number 11 to 40. We have a lot of items na na-cover. Okay, moving forward. Octagon, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H is a regular polygon. Pag sinabing regular, all sides of the octagon are equal or congruent. Oh, you're taking LET sa September. I wish you the best. Okay? You can do it. You can pass it. I believe in you. Okay. Sige, try natin let's continue. If the side BC and side ED extended until they intersect, what is the measure of the angle formed by the line intersecting? Okay, or the intersecting lines. Okay, so let's have a visual representation. Yung octagon, ganito yung itsura niya. Let's have side BC. If we extend that, ganito yung magiging itsura niyan, extend natin, si BE, or DE rather, ED, i-extend natin, ayan, meron silang point of intersection. Mag-intersect sila, tatama siya. So, what would be the measurement of this angle? Yung mabubuong angle. Yan. So, one way of solving this is we need to know the exterior angle. The exterior angle of an octagon. So, since a regular octagon siya, ayan, regular octagon siya, we will divide 360, which is the total exterior angle of any polygon. Divide natin by 8, it will be equal to 45. Therefore, we can say that we will have 45 degrees yung exterior angle ng ating octagon. Ayan. So, mapapansin nyo, kinuha ko lang yung triangle na to na nabuo, gumawa ko ng malaking triangle. Yes, you may go out. Okay. Ayan. So, 45 degrees. Ganon din sa kay DE. Kasi kung ito yung interior angle niya, yung exterior niya will also be 45 degrees. And we're solving for yung angle na nabuo of the point of intersection. So, alam natin na ang total interior angle of a triangle is 180 degrees. So, subtract lang natin si 180 degrees kay 45 plus 45, which is a 90. And the answer will be 90 degrees. So, ito, if we will extend, okay, if we will extend the side of the octagon, makakabuo tayo ng right triangle. Yan. Makakabuo tayo ng right triangle. And that point of intersection will form a 90-degree angle. Yes, yan. Okay. Alright, let's move on to item number 41. Oh, yes. Nakaka-30 items na tayo, people, or students. Ayan. So, in a right triangle, the length of the longer leg is twice as much as... nakakabulal. The length of the longer leg is twice as much as the shorter leg. If the longer leg measures 14 centimeters, how long is the hypotenuse? So, this is a right triangle. Ayan. Tapos, meron tayong clue kung ano yung measurement ng bawat leg. Okay? So, sinabi dito na the longer leg is twice as much as the shorter leg. We will let x be equal to the... Ayan. We will let x be equal to the shorter leg. So, yung longer leg natin, if the longer leg is 14 centimeters long, what would be the measurement of the longest side, or how long is the hypotenuse? So, ito yung longer leg natin. Sinabi dito sa yung longer leg is twice as much as the shorter leg. Ibig sabihin, yung shorter leg natin will be half of the longer leg. So, we will just divide it by 2. Ayan. So, that would be 7. Ayan. Kung nakuha na natin siya, we can solve this by using the Pythagorean theorem. So, substitute lang natin. So, x, ayan, will be, wait, mali na yung nakalagay sa PowerPoint natin. Ayan. Okay. Ayan. If the longer leg measures 14 centimeters, what is? Ayan. Okay. Ayan. So, we will do this manually kasi mali yung ating slide. So, this will be x squared is equal to 7 squared plus 14 squared. Ayun. Okay. So, 7 squared. Ayan. 49. And 14 squared is 196. Okay? So, 49 plus 196. 96. Okay, that is 245. Okay. Ayan, we get the square root of both sides. So, square root of 245. That would be equal to x is equal to, ayan, 7 square root of 5. Tama ba? Ayan. Oo. So, dapat 5 yan. Letter B. Ayan. The answer will be letter B. I apologize for the error in the PowerPoint presentation. Hindi ko siya na proofread. I apologize to that. Okay. Ayan. Okay. So, moving on to our next item. Ito, sure na tayo dito. 42, item number 42, a square with a perimeter of 56 centimeters is cut such that it forms two congruent rectangles. What's the perimeter of each rectangle? Sige. Okay, online class. Yes, somehow this is an online class. Okay, thank you for watching. Ayan. Okay. I appreciate your attendance today. Okay, sige. So, let's have a visual representation of the square. Pero, take note sa ating, sa mga entrance test, minsan hindi given yung figures. So, you have to imagine it. Katulad nito, ito sa reviewer ko, wala siyang illustration. So, I would draw a square. And, sabi, the perimeter, ayan, a square with a perimeter of 56 centimeters is cut in the form of a two congruent rectangles. So, if we're going to cut this, okay, ayan, so, let's identify first kung ano yung ating measurement ng bawat side, knowing that the perimeter of a square is 56. Okay? And the formula for the perimeter of a square is 4 times s. So, 46 is equal to 4s. Divide natin both sides by 4. And that would give us s is equal to 14. So, yung ating sides will be equal to 14. Now, if we're going to cut our rectangle, Okay? And it will form two congruent rectangles. If we're going to cut our square, and it will form two rectangles, ikakat natin siya sa gitna para congruent yung rectangles natin. So what will be the perimeter of each rectangle? And if we're going to cut our rectangle into two equal, if we're going to cut our square, rather, into two equal rectangles, syempre, yung length natin is going to be cut equally. So, this will also be 14 centimeters. Yung side natin, 14 centimeters din siya, pero it will be now 7 centimeters and it will be cut equally. Now, yung first square natin or first rectangle natin will be equal to the second rectangle kasi congruent sila. Now, what we will be doing to get the perimeter of the rectangle is to apply the formula of the rectangle, which is twice the length plus twice the width. Or we can just add 14 plus 14 plus 7 plus 7. Okay? Ayan. So that would give us 42. And the answer will be letter C. Ayan. Yung 4S po is side, no? Yes, that kunin muna natin yung yung side ng square. Since we're given the perimeter of the square, we can automatically get the formula. We can automatically get the value of each side of the square. Pwede po bang ma-access yung soft copy nyo? Unfortunately, wala pa akong way to share the yeah. Okay. I will try to upload my live sa YouTube channel ko. Sana ma-upload siya agad kasi we're going to be 2 hours na kasi. It's 1 hour and 47 minutes. Ayan, okay. Next na daw. Okay, sige. Ayan. Item number 43. Anong oras na ba? Okay, na 9 o'clock na. Okay. Can we have this as our last item for today? Tapos bukas ulit, we will continue items number 44 to 75. Okay, last item muna natin. This will be plain and solid geometry na. Oh, nasa solid geoms na tayo. How many square inches of plastic materials is needed to cover a tin can of radius tin can of radius 5 inches and height 8 inches. Okay. So, how many square inches of plastic materials is needed to cover a tin can that has a radius of 15 inches and a height of 18 inches. Okay, so ito yung tin can. Ilan yung ating ayan, yung paano natin siya mako-cover. So we're solving for the let's identify the given first. The radius is equal to 5 inches and the height is 8 inches of this tin can. So paano natin siya mababalot? We're not solving for the volume for the tin can, but we're getting the surface area. The surface area of the tin can, kasi kailangan natin makover lahat. Yung formula niya will be 2 times pi times r times the sum of r and h, the radius and height. Or pwede din natin siyang i-expand to, ito yung formula niya, 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Yan yung formula ng surface area ng cylinder. So we substitute our given 2 pi times 5 times 5 plus 8. So 5 plus 8 muna tayo, that would be 13. 5 times 13 is, ayan, 5 times 13 and 2, that would be 130. Kasi 2 times 5 is 10, 10 times 13 is 130 pi squared inches. Okay, so we will have letter A as our answer. Now, in some entrance tests or entrance exam, yung mga choices is in terms of pi. You don't have to get the equivalent value of pi, which is 3.14. Okay? Hindi naman necessarily laging isa-substitute natin si 3.14 sa formula. Minsan, yung pi, in terms of pi yung ating sagot. Okay? Pero pag nakalagay dito sa question is use pi is equal to 3.14, saka tayo mag-multiply to 3.14. Pero kung hindi siya present, then we will assume that it is in terms of pi. Yan. Cover kasama yung top. Yan, yung ibig sabihin ng cover. Pag sinabing perimeter, it is yung two-dimensional na sukat niya. Yeah. Okay. So, dito muna tayo. Yan ko na muna dito yung ating session for today's live. It's okay. No, okay lang naman in my class I don't get mad if you get wrong. Ang tawag dito, ang logic ko is if you're going to make a mistake, it's okay as long as you're going to learn from your mistake. Mistake is a learning process, or committing a mistake is a learning process. So you learn from it. Hindi laging in one attempt or in one basic task, tapos nagawa mo siya perfectly, you're going to that's an achievement. Sometimes in committing a mistake, you have the advantage or the opportunity to learn from it. Ayan. Okay, yes, everyone makes mistakes. Nagkamali nga ako kanina sa PowerPoint ko kanina eh. So, hindi ibig sabihin perfect. Everyone is perfect. You have the opportunity to do better next time. What time kayo magla-live tomorrow? I will be alive. I will be doing a live tomorrow 7 o'clock onwards. Yes, sana we can have a daily live and we're going to have math tutorials. Thank you for watching. We have 200 people watching our live. Thank you. Kanina we started with only a few people watching. So please do follow me here in TikTok para if ever I do some live video, you can watch me teach topics. May mga lessons din akong iti-teach na hindi gantong format. Parang gagamitin ko yung mga PowerPoint ko sa class so that I can also teach outside the school that I'm teaching. Yan. Yes. I'm currently teaching grade 7 and 8 and also grade 11 finite and general mathematics. Yun yung load ko last school year. So meron akong PowerPoint presentation na pwedeng gamitin for our discussions or sa susunod na discussion natin. Anong oras ako nagla-live? Again, ulitin ko, 7 o'clock onwards. Hanggang sa mapagod. Hanggang sa mapagod. Okay. So, I'm just waiting na 2 hours tayo para we can have 2 hours na video. Okay. So, let me show you the next item para meron kayong homework. This is your homework. Work on it. This will be our first item tomorrow. Ayan. So tomorrow, I will be doing another live. We will continue this. I prepared how many items ba? A total of 75 items. So kung 44 pa lang to, we still have a lot. 75 plain geometry problems pa lang. Yan. Okay. So, this is your homework. Work on this. I wish you all the best. I hope you learned a lot in our session. YouTube channel ko po ay Teacher Justin. Kung ano yung name ng channel ko, yung TikTok channel ko, yun din yung name ng aking YouTube channel. Feel free to check my accounts for video tutorials. Yes, I do upload items like this. Okay. Maraming salamat po. Good night and God bless you all. I thank you again for joining our live. This is the first time I did this math video tutorial since 2022. Tama ba? Yes, 4 years ago pa yung huli kong live yata. So now I'm re-entering the live discussions, the live tutorial. Okay. Okay, good luck sa boards mo bukas. Sir or ma'am. Okay. Good night and God bless. Thank you and see you in our next live session, which is tomorrow 7 o'clock ng gabi. 7 p.m. Okay. Good night and God bless. Thank you, thank you. Okay, how do I end my live again? Okay, this one. Okay, bye.